As a software engineer, my job is to know how code works and how to make it run efficiently. But last year, I realized that my passion is to understand how my community works and how to make it run effectively. There are 2 podiums in Austin City Hall. This is where I sought the truth about what my community needed. Whether it was transportation, healthcare, education, or jobs, it always came back to affordable housing. People who are pushed out of the city lose out on the many benefits that Austin has to offer.
A single mother walks into the lobby of the Housing Authority of the City of Austin. She's been on a wait list for 2 years, living in a car with her 2 children. We hand her a housing voucher and a stack of printed directories. We tell her that she has 90 to 120 days to use that voucher, and that if she can't find a place, she may have to return it, losing her opportunity for housing. In 2016, we had an 18% turn-back rate. Whether it's a single mother, a disabled veteran, or a working family, the right housing choice is different for everyone. We want 100% of our vouchers holders to be able to use their voucher in a high opportunity area with access to the full spectrum of affordable housing. But with limited resources and limited time, you might use your voucher at any property that will take it anywhere.
While our focus was to solve the problems residents are facing today, I found myself wanting to understand, how did we get here in the first place? Austin's housing landscape is rooted in a history of racial segregation. In the 1920s, city restrictions placed on access to services divided Austin along racial lines, blocking access to mortgages and other opportunities to increase wealth. Even now, Austin has one of the highest rates of income segregation in the country. Housing prices have risen rapidly, pushing long-time, low-income residents out of the city completely. This knowledge was overwhelming. The problems we wanted to tackle were still showing the effects of decisions made 100 years ago. What could we do in 6 months to right the wrongs of segregation and gentrification?
We started simple. With the help of Open Austin, our local Code for America brigade, and the city's open data portal, we created an app that put Austin's affordable housing on a map. But it wasn't enough. People were excited about the concept, but nobody really used it, and we didn't know why.
Well, before Code for America was in the picture, our local Smart City Consortium, Austin City Up, launched a housing committee with the Housing Authority of the City of Austin, the city's Neighborhood Housing and Community Development Department, IBM and other tech companies, and the LBJ School of Public Affairs. As urgent as the crisis was, we made a conscious decision not to write a single line of code until we understood who the players are and what they need.
We asked, who are the stakeholders and what are their needs? What are the existing tools and approaches? And what are the available data? As a group, we realized the data were incomplete, disparate, and often missing some of the most crucial components. We were finally ready to write code, but we didn't have the technical resources to do so.
Code for America backed our vision, strengthening the connection between 2 technologists and the government housing agencies. With our government partners, we discovered 2 critical gaps of information, one between the housing agencies, the other between the housing agencies and people searching for affordable housing. We started with a gap between the housing agencies. We discovered that each of them were collecting their own data in silos. This is why no one used our original tool. It was using old data that wasn't maintained and missing critical pieces of information. So, we collected 4 data sets from each of the housing agencies. We cleaned, deduplicated, organized, and standardized that data into a single database. Then, we created Austin's first affordable housing data hub and portal. Each agency now could maintain and view this data all in one place. Finally, we had a single source of truth about the state of affordable housing in Austin, Texas.
The next step was to share that data and bridge the second gap between government and residents. We updated our original search tool to use this new source of data via an open API. This ensures that anyone who wants to use the data in the future can have access to it. We then redesigned the original search tool based on interviews with residents. We found that residents searching for affordable housing tend to have more barriers due to issues with credit scores and broken leases. They could spend hours, if not weeks, calling properties one by one to find out if they were eligible. The new search tool shortens that process to a matter of minutes. But the search tool doesn't just help residents find affordable housing. It also creates a feedback loop, allowing government to better understand what residents are looking for and where. In the last election, a $250 million bond was passed for affordable housing. Analytics about the supply and demand of affordable housing can help ensure we make the best use of that money.
This is a blessing. In user testing with our first 30 HACA voucher holders, 7 began to cry. This tool goes beyond data and technology. It touches people's lives.
This tool is live in beta, hosted by the city's Communications and Technology Management Department. It is now the foundation for tracking the Austin Strategic Housing Blueprint goals, and Code for America has laid that foundation. Moving forward, data and agreement are the lifeblood for a living tool that helps us make policy decisions to ensure a diverse and affordable Austin.
This project is and continues to be a huge collaborative effort that includes multiple government agencies and nonprofits. It's a testament to the power of teamwork, and it underscores the willingness of people to take up arms against a crisis in their community. It's also a testament to bridging gaps of information between people with data. We've strengthened the relationships between the government agencies who now have a single source of truth and a common language with which to talk about affordable housing. But even more importantly, we've strengthened the relationships between government and its constituents by building a system that connects the services that governments provide with the people that they're charged with serving. Have we solved the affordable housing crisis in Austin? No. It's a systemic problem hundreds of years in the making. But can we bridge the gap between people, between a place of unknowing and a place of truth? Yes, data can bridge that gap. And we hope that this bridge will carry the mission forward for years to come.